Hello， 大家好，欢迎来到我的新喵汤频道。昨天我们直播的时候，把1到10章给看完了嘛，所以我今天就打算再从11章开始往后走，大概看个5章吧。5章会不会要花可能1个半小时？但是在那之前，先不要管这个7小时的，反正我会把它那个消耗完的啦。在那之前我等到2.2，就是为了买那个棕毛莎莉它的那个衣服嘛。然后呢，我在看棕毛莎莉的衣服的时候，我突然就发现，只有37它是特规的，它这个头发是往外飘的欸。然后我又有一个红点，我就点了一下，结果我发现，它不但是最贵的衣服，它甚至还有给它特别做了一段动画。这个动画我不确定能不能看第2次，所以我发现它有动画的时候，我就赶快退出来了。这个衣服要美金15块，355，大概台币650左右吧，是好看啦，可以重复看的，所以这个并不需要特别跳出来看。那奇怪，那他那个红点点是在点什么意思的？柜员机这边吗？自选永久限购1，不是吧？新人启程购物日，它不是？这个敞开式售货是这个吗？哦，我有一个60级赠礼，我还没有领过，我都80级了。原来是这个没有领啊！然后刚才为了买棕毛莎莉的衣服，我又去氪了一点月卡，所以我现在起码还会再玩66天。好，来把棕毛莎莉买起来吧！我等这么久，就是为了等这个时候啊！撑到现在，只是为了买他这件衣服。玛瑙丝印机，马上穿。
The serene lake and the clear horizon at the end of the vast treeless plain. I would have thought I was back in the good old mountains if I didn't see you here.
哇塞，他身上那个是金粉欸。
You mind showing me around, my grave-looking friend?
希望这件衣服可以给我带点财啊！好啦，就这样子。然后另外就是他这一次不是又有一个新的那个 H5 的小游戏了吗？大家要记得去参加这个 H5 小游戏。然后好像有新的兑换码了那个兑换码我去看一下，不知道还有没有效。刚才去看了一下，那个兑换码已经过期了。8条玩具召唤天使娜娜，那个应该是在前瞻的那个直播活动中发布的。那既然都过期了，那就没办法啦。以后就是要记住说，有什么前瞻直播的话，就是要去看一下它有没有那个兑换码，然后赶快换起来。OK， 那我们就继续走后面的故事吧。
You're a clever one, viejo. I like working with your type.
Much appreciated. I've tried to pick up a thing or two over the years.
You've had plenty of time to learn, a man of your age. By the way, What about that girl? Where'd she go?
Dunno. Maybe got scared away. You know how little rich girls are. I'm certain she's found her way back to her daddy's bodyguards. She'll be no cause for concern.
他哪里来的 bodyguard？
Fine, fine. No need to worry about this spoiled little girl.
全部都是暗
Now
卫
this
是吗？
bastard, on the other
神
hand.
龙见首不见尾的那种。
Leave the boy be. He's not got much time left if he doesn't give up those names. Hot enough out here? Luckily, I've got a bit of vino left. You a fan of wine, Senor Marcando? I'll fetch some for us, and all the brothers and sisters here. Let's drink to the Brotherhood and the opportunities that lie ahead.
You old fox, I see your game. But why not? We could all use a drink.
You, over there! Keep a watch on this guy. Don't let him get away. Finally.
Duncan, you nearly had me there. When did you plan all this?
I've had it brewing for a while, but things have been changing fast lately. Honestly, I didn't expect to be doing this now.
There's enough snoring syrup in the wine now to put them all in a dreamy, deep, deep sleep. Oh, but might it have had a stronger effect if I had included a dash of slumber belladonna in the recipe?
This will be more than enough, little lady. We only need to get them to drink the wine. Then...
Oh, then you must drink this. Just a drop. It will stay on your tongue and prickle around in your mouth. That way you won't drift off like the others. I've concocted much tastier potions before, but this one...
It'll do just fine. Thank you, little lady.
哦，职业军人的觉悟，帅气。
Pass me the wine and wait for my signal. When you hear me playing this flute, you'll know it's time to strike. The wine's here, courtesy of an old friend from Mexico. Take a glass, everyone.
Here's to his reverence's good health.
To his reverence's health. To Marcando. To the invincible Brotherhood.
To Marcando!
Duncan, is that your flute? Give it over. This is a fine flute. Duncan, did you said that you got a friend in Mexico? Huh? You know that old Mexican song, La Llorona?
That I do! I learned it from the best! In the cactus back in Tulum. From a fine young lady with silky hair and gentle eyes as dark as coffee.
Claro.
意思是他其实没有相
How
好的女
fine
人
is。this chica? Huh?
Ah, don't let me start spinning that yarn. It'll be no fun for you to watch an old man bursting into tears. I'll only say I was heartbroken by the time I left. Ah, that love of mine. Anyway, enough about the old flames of yesterday. Let's raise a glass to a better tomorrow.
To poor old Duncan.
To poor old Duncan.
It's time.
Good. Good music. Who are you?
哦，这个阵容是我刚刚去打那个深眠区的。这个也可以了，全员克制。
Time together.
Time to heat up the forge. Come on. The bones will tell.
啊，其实移动一下就可以了。
Sharp blade.
随便。
Everyone. My turn. Better. Confrontation was never to my liking.
但现在已经没隐身了嘛，就是可以随便打啦。
Time to heat up the bones will tell. The music will speak. The Bagua drown on the sign brick never warns about its changes. What you think about this? Careful. Sharp blade.
奇怪，我怎么还是这一只啊？我以为我改回来了。没打中的话，能不能给他们上那个风向的？
Brave decision. Time to heat up the forge. My forge, my rules. Everyone. Pull! Aha! Pull! 8th Street style. You're on a ride to the corner of butt kicking me. Breath in.
Sterilize.
Time to heat up the forge. Melt it down, forge it up. Give me a hand, friends. I can't do this alone.
哇，特效变得像蓝孔雀一样。
Victory, the mother of arrogance.
Lopera! Galeno! Come on, give me a hand!
Oh, pinche traidor!
Time to cash you out.
You'll be begging for Lord Santos' mercy.
Be reasonable, kid! The Brotherhood is finished! Your time's up! Don't let them slip away!
Mr. Carson, but
他在淑女的面前把对方干掉了。但我觉得卡森他是见识过那个世界的。
Let me.
Think you can handle this?
Yeah, I've got it. For the favela, the Brotherhood must go!
Sorry to put you through all that, kid.
Don't mention it. If this means we can get rid of them for good, it'll all be worth it. So what's next?
Next, Zeno will come around to pick you up. But first, we've got to get back to the veterans' residence.
No, senor. One of you has to stay. The people need to see you, or they'll worry that you've deserted us.
I can make it there on my own. Stay with them, Duncan.
and me! I've seen there are many sick children here in the favela. I'm certain that I could do something to help them.
I'm not sure it's a good idea, Sotheby. The favelas can be dangerous if you don't know them.
The brave young lady can stay with me if she likes. I'll keep her safe. What do you say to that, little lady?
Miss Sotheby is never afraid.
It's decided then. Lopera, head for the veterans' residence. Tell them what happened and contact Admiral Igor from there. Galeno! You've done us proud, kid. If I were king, I'd have made you a knight. Who knows? Maybe the little lady could do that for us. But first, young Galeno, we'll seek another deed worthy of knighthood. It's time we fight for our people.
看似毫不起眼的普通扳手，与这位擅长手工艺的老先生一样，布满故事与岁月的痕迹。我看到扳手，我就只想到8万1而已啊。说起来，全部只有天使娜娜她这边是分裂的，所以我觉得可能他们自己的那个，他们自己内部可能也知道有把天使娜娜写的前后矛盾。 刚拿到的是谁的？哦，邓肯的。
You ever been to a veteran's residence? Not many young faces there, besides Lopera. As far as the doc goes, doubtful anyone knows her real age. And even the saltiest sailor knows better than to ask a lady her age. Ooh. I see that joke missed the bow, so to speak.
No. It wasn't a bad joke at all. Really.
我耳听就是个面瘫。
Aye. Thanks for the kind words, lass. But best to leave old Flotsam where it lies.
Have you been filling this sweet young lady's head with your dull tales, Shippy?
Shippy.
Sorry to show up without proper notice.
Oh, don't worry about it. Any friend of Lopera is a friend of ours. Oh, if you'd come a couple of days earlier, we would have introduced you to Senor Duncan and Dr. Doris. But they've not been around in a while.
That's a shame. I was looking forward to meeting them. Hopefully we'll see them soon.
You know, I knew a girl who looked just like her. A caregiver here way back in the 60s. Back when this place was called Heartfelt Home. But it can't be her now, can it? Besides, I'm old now, and my memory is a bit fuzzier than it used to be.
May I see Dr. Doris's room?
She wouldn't mind, but please be careful not to move anything. It's that one over there, dear. She never locks the door.
How dare you scratch me!
他明明是说 scratch 嘛 ，scratch 是抓吧？
I'll have your tail, you hear me?
为什么是翻成咬耳朵？
Do be careful, Miss Kimberly.
How did that happen? And how long have you been standing there?
Just a little while. Funny, I've never thought to open a door like that before. Come along, let's take a peek inside.
"直接把门撞倒了。哇，这客房真的好简陋哦。这是那种按一下世界上会死一个人，可是你会拿到1亿美金的那种啊。
What's this red button on the chair?
for nothing. These must be articles that she hasn't sent out yet. She's a good woman. And her room smells like a good woman's room. You don't find many of those around these days. What makes you say so? Well, firstly, she did save your life. And secondly, it's hard to explain. Good people have a smell. A pleasant one. My nose has never been wrong. Burton. We'll bring her home safely. This typewriter seems like it's seen a lot of use. Do you see any drafts? Any samples? I can't say. I'm not very familiar with these things. Take a look. She signed something here. But I thought her name was... Doris. Mariana!
在1.1的结尾，不就是报童送了一份报纸给那个一个眼睛看不见的女士吗？然后由那个人去做下了整个章节的结论，而且那个结论不只出现在1.1，1点几也有啊？还是说是在那个塞梅尔维斯那边的结论？致大理石先生，尊敬的不具名先生，荣军院十分感谢您的慷慨，您的捐款在这个困难的时期给了我们不少帮助，请允许我们称呼您为大理石先生。毕竟您从来都只捐钱，却唯独捐了那座大理石椅子。我猜大理石对您有着特殊的意义。如果您恰巧路过并看见这份信的话，请您走进旁边的大门，接受我们的欢迎。相信你一定会对自己资助的荣军院内温馨的景象感到满意和欣慰，而且我们也很想听听关于大理石椅子上那颗别具幽默感的大红按钮的故事。说起来，我们现在看的完全是主线嘛，这不是活动故事。
Oh, more visitors.
Thank goodness. You survived too. What about Sotheby? Oh, something happened in the favela earlier, so she decided to stay there. Don't worry, Duncan's with her. We've got bad news. Dr. Doris has been abducted by the Brotherhood. What? Idiotas! What's wrong with them? Ugh, guess I'll call the base. Mi viejo will figure something out.
Think me, Lepera! I thought you'd been sent to Davy Jones' locker.
Why did you think that? I'm tougher than the stubble on the chins of the old geezers here. I'm like you, a ship that'll never sink. Timekeeper? Who's that over there? Kimberly? Did mi viejo let you go? Oh, Timekeeper, let me explain. When we were routing out the deserters, we found Kimberly hanging out with the Manus thugs. Pa took her off somewhere, and he always has a plan, so I didn't bother asking where she ended up. Hey, come over here and say hi. When did Pa let you go? Or did you sneak out somehow?
I think, Miss Kimberly, didn't you pull me out of the water?
How did you know?
Shortly after my fever subsided, I started to remember what happened just before I lost consciousness. There was a voice ringing in my head. It was you calling out to me.
Vertin, I can't have you dying here. You mustn't give up.
这演技
What? I did not say that. I just took you to the doctor and left.
他只是面瘫而已，但是这演技也太厉害了吧
There was a voice ringing in my head. It was you calling out to me.
Vertin, I can't have you dying here. You mustn't give up.
没有技巧，全是感情。
Aye, 'tis true what Burton says. Though Kimberly denies it, she chose to save her, even when she had plenty of chances to blow the lass down. She's a good lass at heart. Not an enemy, Lepera.
You have to understand, it's pretty hard not to suspect someone who hangs around with the Manus. Anyway, I guess there must have been some kind of misunderstanding. Back then, I didn't have time to... In any case, I'm sorry, Kimberly.
It's fine. But don't think I'll forgive you so easily. Speaking of the Manus and the Brotherhood, I never quite understood what they were trying to do.
I don't blame you. I still don't really get it either. So you're really not in the same boat as them.
Of course not! I don't have a boat! No, I mean, I'm not in any boat with anyone! If only I'd found my... Listen, I don't know who it is you're looking for, but it's not me. I've already told you everything I know. If I'm not welcome here, I'll get out of your way. Just... please, don't take me back to the place. I don't want to see that thing ever again.
All right, girls. If you want to have a chat, at least take a seat first. It simply won't do to have you all standing around the entrance like this.
Eating candy is bad for your teeth, Bobo.
Oh, I'm much too old to worry about that. When you reach my age and just waking up each day is a blessing, you'll eat whatever you want too.
Mamai Mariana, could I have a word with you, please? I have some questions about Mr. Duncan.
Oh, Duncan. What kind of trouble has he stirred up now? All right, then. Why don't we head inside and give those two some space? And Lopera, apologize to that poor girl properly. You hear?
Mi viejo released you, which means you can't be trusted. And you saved Verton's life too. I guess I shouldn't have been so hostile towards you. Here, have a drink. As a token of my apology. Salvadoran coffee. Great if you need to pull an all-nighter.
So bitter!
Yep, bitter like the old days. You know, back in Colombia, my father did horrible things to his plantation workers. Well, my biological father, not Igor.
哦，英格尔将军只是他的养父。
He said, "No, that's not the sound of gunfire outside. The workers are setting off fireworks. They're celebrating." But they weren't fireworks. He betrayed his workers, his compatriots. It wasn't a celebration. It was a massacre. After that, I ran away from home. One day, the Admiral and Molly found me. That's how I joined Xeno. Betrayal's as common as dirt here. Comrades, friends, family, anyone could sell you out. And for cheap, too. I hope you can find your boat soon. You know, a place where people have your back.
Can I not drink this?
Of course. Don't force yourself. I know the taste isn't for everyone. Carlota Lopez Rivera. That's my full name. Bit of a mouthful, huh? I wanted to erase it from my profile. From everywhere, to be honest. But mi viejo disapproved. Molly agreed with him. She said, "You mustn't forget your past, Beta." So I let it go. But Lopera sounds so much nicer, so I preferred to go by that. And you, Kimberly? What's your real name?
Nala. Nala Hari. The residents of Heartfelt Home called me Anjo Nala. How long ago did Mr. Duncan move here? Do you remember?
It must have been 5, maybe 6 years ago. I'm not entirely sure.
Do you have any photos of him?
We do have one, but he's been gathering dust for years. Let me see. Here. This is him.
I knew a gentleman who looked just like him. His name was Carson. Did Mr. Duncan ever go by that name?
No, not that any of us are aware of anyway. And I've known him since I was a medic in the army.
哦，这个玛丽安娜奶奶也是医生
Duncan the Dauntless, or the all-powerful Duncan. I never once heard Carson or anything of the like. Sorry I couldn't be of more help, minha querida.
A crow?
这边也在南南东。
Oh dear, this looks like bad news.
Santos. Dr. Doras is being held captive in the Colonel's manor. He's given us 3 days. He says that if Zeno doesn't return the deserters they detained, he'll execute the doctor.
被逮捕的逃兵好像已经全部处决了。
Mamai Mariana, please contact Admiral Igor. We need Zeno's help.
Ah, Igor. How are things in San Paulo?
Worse than expected. I have a small number of troops with me, but not enough to deal with the situation. Things have gotten out of hand. At least one of the Apostles' Brotherhood leaders has pledged allegiance to the menace.
Brotherhood. These new gangs just keep popping up, don't they? It's like cutting down sugarcane. Before you know it, another one's grown in its place.
Carlos has been murdered by his own subordinates. Even now, some of the deserters are with the Brotherhood.
Did you catch them?
Some have already been executed. The rest will be transferred to headquarters for
原来还有剩
interrogation.
下的，只是处决了一部分而已。
Good. What assistance do you require, comrade?
An army. A reliable one.
An army? I'm afraid that's not possible. We simply don't have the men to spare.
It doesn't need to be large. Just dispatch my sentinel unit from Buenos Aires to São Paulo. Or, at the very least, send Ptolemy.
Ptolemy? Ah, one of your orphan children. That seems like a feasible solution.
堂堂将军想调个人，还要跟人家这样
His
商
parents
量。
died fighting for Zeno. All my children are loyal to a fault. Officer Carlos was shot in the head by one of his own men in this very office. I need soldiers I can trust.
Ah, so the fearless Igor is afraid of death after all.
An officer was killed by his own soldiers at his own base. This is an immense stain on Zeno's honor.
Indeed. If everything goes according to plan, you'll see your unit shortly.
这个索姆将军已经是政治油条了吧？
Я видел ястреба, что гнался за голубкой, и бога солнца, который туго натягивал свою золотую тетиву. Я наблюдал, как приветствовали деревянного коня на наших землях, и как из священного фонтана текла кровь птенцов. Да. Но человек с решительным умом и гордостью знает, что его город выстоит, его стены будут крепки, и он будет непоколебим, как ядро земли. Какой грех! Жребий брошен. Белый саван покроет его, и он будет окутан мраком. Это все для светлого будущего. Лучшее будущее для всех.
Admiral.
Come in.
Yesterday, we received word from the Timekeeper that Dr. Doris has been abducted by the Apostles' Brotherhood. She should be coordinating with Lopera to set up a rescue operation as we speak. Also, that girl who escaped, Kimberly, is with the Timekeeper. She claims that she was released.
Just play along with your lie. There is no need to tell Opera the truth.
The Brotherhood has demanded that we exchange the detained deserters for the Doctor. Forgive me for issuing instructions without your consent, but if we refuse or ignore them, I'm afraid
They'll execute the Doctor. What arrangements did you make?
I told the Timekeeper that Xeno reinforcements would meet her at the veteran's residence. Since Lopera is familiar with the place, I also asked her to scout out the rendezvous location. And yes, I played along with Kimberly's lie. I assumed you would have done the same, Father.
Very good. Your squad will soon arrive. Take them to Lopera at the rendezvous point and bring the Doctor back.
A squad?
I have spoken with headquarters. All going well. Telemi and the unit will arrive soon.
I see. I can hardly remember the last time we were all together.
Your father died in Abadan. In a war he had no obligation to fight in.
也是收养的， 看来他的儿女们都是死掉的同袍的孩子。
Than to wither away on a sick bed. He made an honorable sacrifice.
How shameful that we would tarnish his honor. Let's begin with that young pilot, Lilia. Tell me, what do you think of her?
She's well trained, experienced, a straight shooter, similar to Lopera in many ways.
She's a true Slav, just like my brothers and sisters back home.
哦，原来他也是俄国人。
I suppose she's luckier than Lopera, not destined to become a traitor like her.
Lopera is still a child, really.
So many lives have been lost. In wars, in the storm. What do you think Lopera will do?
She's your child, just like me. I think she will stand with us.
You think? Do you? Anyway, she's not important. Here, take a look at this. I will not wear it. Nor will you. I promise you, not one of us will wear this thing. The preacher has given us a gift and shared with us an oracle. We will bring her something in return. Fire and brimstone rained down from heaven. Yet among the ruins were covered the remnants of a miracle. A miracle that is living, breathing, and growing. I can sense their life force. I can hear their whispers from within these ashes. Moldir, they are invincible. Rather than endlessly throwing young soldiers' lives to the white stone house, I choose to stand with the true future.
I will always stand with you, Father.
A gambling game's been set up in a place unfamiliar to you. Soon, you'll be invited to join the table as well. Huh. You seem to have grown quite assertive. But remember this. As a newcomer to the table, you have no privilege to make demands or probe for information unless you're looking to be targeted and isolated. You have to lose a few rounds. Pay your entry fee. Only then can you start to learn the secrets of those at the table. The players' backgrounds, the dealers' habits, and the truth behind the highest stakes gambler.
还都不会算，还敢上什么赌桌？真的以为这个是运气游戏啊
Why would anyone travel halfway across the world just to throw away their money? Disappointing indeed. To think you're entangled in such empty words. Some are so captivated by these grandiose phrases that they feel empowered when using them. Despite their vapidity, it makes them feel important. hypocritical. Delusional, even. Oh, quite the opposite. The odds are rarely equal. Your opponents could have any number of advantages stuffed up their sleeves. A larger stack of chips, easier winning conditions, or even the power to change the rules. Want a fair game? You gotta fight for it. By any means necessary. The white suits always play it safe, carefully hedging their bets, while the black robes plot to overturn the table. Clever? More like cretinous and atrocious. Once the table's flipped, there'll be nothing but chaos. Who would bother to set it right again? No one.
Arcanist, abuses alcohol, and loves to fight. Messenger, call Lieutenant Lilia. Tell her to meet me at the training ground. How does it compare to the drink back home?
The stuff saps your energy. Makes you feel sleepy.
Just like this land. This place is always submerged in a half-dead stupor. Poverty, chaos. To them, the future feels farther away than the sun beating down from above. Tell me, Lieutenant, what do you think of the Foundation?
Is this some kind of test?
No. Just the curiosity of an old man. I often wonder how the younger generation views the organization.
Well, unlike those Manus maniacs, the people at the Foundation are at least open to reason. Don't get me wrong, they're stubborn, but overall, I think they're good people. The Timekeeper's red-headed sidekick, for example. She's a stickler for the rules, but it's so boring to follow all the regulations. That being said, it would probably be even worse without them. Total chaos, actually. Anyway, at the end of the day, someone has to do the thankless jobs, and the people at the Foundation are the only ones willing to do them.
As the Foundation's most loyal partner, Xena has always been committed to creating a brighter future for both Arcanists and humans. That includes fighting Manus Vindicta, as well as any other conflicts and chaos in the world.
It's a mindless gun. The Foundation points and Xeno shoots.
Precisely. Countless soldiers have perished in the storm, and they've all been deemed necessary sacrifices.
I have to tell you, I don't like Xena's role in all this.
Neither do I. But an order's an order. Even if it sends your soldiers to die meaningless deaths, against an enemy they couldn't possibly defeat. Still, we march on without hesitation, pushing our weary bodies deeper into the storm. But how much longer can Xena keep going, Lieutenant? How long until our knees buckle and we fall to the ground?
I don't know, and I don't care.
Arcana isn't dead. We detected life signs after the explosion of the vacuum bomb.
That's impossible.
Yes, it is impossible. It would take a miracle for her to survive. Do you believe in miracles, Lieutenant?
真空弹都炸
I'd
不死
sooner
的女
believe
人。
the ramblings of a drunkard.
That may be the case, but when a miracle worker appears, there will always be people who follow them, like sheep follow a shepherd. So, when the desertion incident occurred, I wasn't surprised. I was infuriated, however. Not because they abandoned Xena, but because they murdered their own officer.
Damn traitors.
Back before the first storm, Human and Arcania's troops got along well. We set aside our origins and united under a common banner. Our bloodlines meant nothing next to our bond as comrades in arms. But the storm changed everything. As a soldier, I must obey my superiors. I sent my men as ordered, no question asked. But does it really make no difference if the place they die a martyr's death isn't a battlefield? Like war, these things are never simply a matter of black and white. Lieutenant, what do you think of the Timekeeper?
I trust her completely.
Sounds like you'd gladly sacrifice yourself for her. We need more leaders like the Timekeeper. Manus Vindicta, the Foundation. They are just two sides of the same coin, aren't they? The Foundation, the PAC Security Council, Manus Vindicta. Which path do you think the Timekeeper will eventually take, Lieutenant?
I trust in Vertin's decision.
Я понимаю.
Ты уверен, что Зина не тестирует меня?
Нет. К Зине это не имеет никакого отношения. Я сейчас говорю с тобой как Игорь, а не адмирал.
What's going on? Lieutenant Lilia, you are under arrest for the assault on Admiral Igor.
剧情突然急转直下。
Assault?
聊完天，然后就把他抓起来。
Oh, I get it. Stand down and surrender, Lieutenant.
Even the booze here tastes lame. Come on then. You're not taking me down without a fight.
Soldiers, fire!
这个剧情是怎样？天使大大写的前后人设不一致就已经很奇妙了。
Huh. Bring it on. Show me what you got. You traitorous rats.
I never intended things to turn out this way. Surrender now, Lieutenant, or I'll be forced to hurt you.
Me? Surrender to you? You'll be the one who's surrendering, if I even give you the chance. Come on, soldiers.
What a shame. Fire at will.
莫名其妙哎。
Time to heat up the forge.
能让人做个这个
The music will speak.
明白鬼都没有。先这样搞。
Sharp blade. I'm an artist with steel. Careful. 8th Street style. Oh, good for you. Confrontation was never to my liking. Music was the illusion. The bagua drum on the sign brick never warns about its changes. Everyone has their own definition. This is not bad for a stretch.
There is no use resisting, Lieutenant.
Tell me, what's Igor planning?
Father will lead us to a future where meaningless sacrifices are no more. The die has been cast. I hope you know that this is nothing personal. I'm just following orders.
哦，你伏笔到底要藏多深、藏多远呢？
Take Lieutenant Lilia to the holding cell. No one is to harm her without orders from the Admiral or me.
What?
《红蓝手帕》那个活动剧情开始高来高去，就已经让人看得有点云里雾里了。
I am loyal only to my father. It's a pity, really. I would have liked to work with you in the future.
而且我真的觉得很奇妙，为什么是温妮弗雷德把那个天使娜娜的封印拿出来？
Ever since the preacher gave father a gift and the path to a brighter future. Live or die, Lieutenant. I will never betray my family.
然后他拿出来就算了，他丢在那边他就不管了。然后这个封印，天使娜娜的枷锁，还被重塑之手拿走，然后拿去滥用，不知道在干什么。
Don't worry, young comrade. Just hang in a little longer.
Huh?
他想搞反转、反转再反转嘛？ 弄得不好，我是会弃坑的哦。
All it takes is one lie to set off a chain reaction, and I'm afraid the butterfly effect has reached you. I have bad news. You've been betrayed.
我被故事背叛。
But there's good news too. A certain flight lieutenant appears to be more loyal to you than the organization she swore to serve. You know him. The admiral who was pitted against an enemy he couldn't possibly defeat. This conflict has left an incurable ulcer in his once lofty heart. Yet, as a leader, he must remain unyielding in both body and mind. Despite his continued victories on the front lines, he made a decision so counterintuitive that even his loyal adjutant found it questionable. The top brass always sees things differently, I suppose. Don't get your hopes up. He's more like a desperate patient than anything, weary from the pain of his ulcer and frantically searching for a way out. In his desperation, he has clutched at an opportunity presented by none other than the preacher herself. Deep down, he knows he's backed himself into a corner. Great. I'm done reading reports anyway. I look forward to your wise decisions. We need some good news for a change.
还是对维尔汀说话吗？但是维尔汀的反应看起来活泼的多了，就是在这边的话，啊，对，忧郁的热带是主线嘛，所以才会只有行基点这个东西。然后不朽荒原的那个魔晶公司啊，今天我把那个魔晶公司升级了，结果又一个猝不及防的那个剧情又开始了。顺便录一录吧，是哪一个啊？生产还是什么交易吗？手册。
That's awesome.
Huh? Ugh.
一些关注者更着眼于我们的重大成就，他们愿意为这些成就提供相应的里程碑奖金。完成经营目标可以获得对应的里程碑奖金，那我是不是可以拿了？公司逐渐步入正轨，气球蛋糕派对与一句恰到好处的祝福，正是大家需要的。收获的是加工间的产品，总算是拿到了轻银素。 现在这只卡邦克鲁要去休息了吧？但我的休息位现在只有一个，好，可以解锁了。然后要怎么把它换下来呀？是直接把它拖上去吗？哦，按一下就可以切换了。啊？嗯？结果我明明按了2只啊！相同种类的可以在同一个地方休憩，是不是？算了，管他的。提升哪个属性好呢？温尼弗雷德的专长是什么？既然这边写了往上，那就是效率吧。昨天拼命点都没有。哦，是因为我有围城跳跳糖，他可能刚升级的时候送了我围城跳跳糖。要有跳跳糖才能做这些事情，好吧？在荒原编辑建筑中放置制造中心的原点工厂，不是好像本来就放了吗？这个东西啊，啊，我的荒原现在真的是乱七八糟，我现在懒得去重弄了。所以我现在提升的话，会有新的剧情吗？哦，是有的。然后没想到居然还有哑谜的戏份。很不高兴再见到你。关于你3年前提到的随机果实喷射闹钟研发计划，我拒绝加入。
I regret to inform you.
拒绝加入而已，所以他没有否决权吗？就是直接否决掉他的这个研究计划。 啊，所以他那个糖球机是用那个糖球吸引到新的魔晶，所以等同于是抽魔晶的装置。
嗯。
Oh no!
Wait.
魔晶还有分类魔晶的，这不是色违魔晶吗？懒惰不解放双手才是科技发展的一大动力。运输线路将助您实现自动化生产，从而摆脱繁琐的人工作业。原料加工制造。建筑外围的孤屿，选择合适的孤屿铺设道路。取消勾选此处可以铺设非铺装道路，也可以连通现有河道和道路。勾选此处后，可以快速识别阻挡在路线上的建筑，随后保存道路时将直接移除路线上的障碍建筑啊！为什么要强迫我重新规划荒原呢？啊，快速绘制一下，没有可以连通的孤屿路线绘制失败，退出了啦，太麻烦了。我荒原设计的就好好的，斧柄猎犬，来，刚闪过一个什么东西啊？顺便去回收一下那个我们本来荒原就生产的东西。好啦，这次就先这样。这次的实况录影就先到这里为止喽，谢谢大家，大家拜拜。